what do you think about looking to change our voice? Do you think that's a good thing? Should we look to improve upon our speech?
I think that's a tricky question to answer because there's a yes and a no. I think there are places where we need to be aware of the power of language in shaping people's perception of us. And whether we speak with a non-standard accent or a standard accent, we all have a repertoire in which we, change the way we speak depending on the audience we're speaking to. So everybody has that kind of style shifting as part of what they do. For people with non-standard dialects, the pressure on them to switch to more standard speech is much greater, obviously. And so there can be a lot of questions about authenticity and identity tied up with that when you're asking people to change speech that is about community and family and friends and love, which is where they come from, and get rid of it. That can be a really hard thing to ask people to do. So I don't necessarily ever think we should tell people to lose those identities that come with the language of their youth or the language that they speak with at home with friends. But I do think that people need to be aware of the constraints that might end up being put on them because of the dialect they speak. And if they can learn some flexibility to adopt other speech styles in contexts in which they're needed, that can be advantageous to them. But it depends on someone's goals. I don't think there's a right answer to that in the sense that everybody should ever shift, but depends on your goals and what kinds of employment you want and what kinds of, you know, life opportunities that you're interested in, because you can do very, very well with an accent that is very sort of regional or social, and that will be all you need in your life, and it's what you really want and where you're supported. And then other people will really want jobs or opportunities that are linked to standard speech, and in those cases, absolutely, I think it's helpful if you're able to adopt those standards. So I guess there's no right or wrong answer to that. There's a
Mm.
yes, it depends answer to that.
Yeah, I was just thinking then it's almost like I wonder if there's a bit of a bell curve in terms of because if you think of when you're starting out in the workplace or whatever, people might want to get dressed up in a suit and make a good impression when they're younger. And then, but as you get older and you've got a bit of experience, you've actually stacked up. Oh, I'm good at these things, so I don't need the suit anymore. And I mean, and I wonder if it's almost similar in that kind of that more regional thing where when you start off, if you just go straight in with this harsh accent